Afternoon Talk on SAFM.
Right, so we have in the spotlight Chad LeClos. Now, I hope you haven't tuned in late because we said we'll talk to him from 3. He's got a plane to catch to Durban at 4:45. So we've had him on for the last half an hour. If you've missed the first bit, don't worry. We're going to podcast it, so it'll be on the SAFM website sometime tomorrow. But he's going to be with us for the next half an hour. So quick calls and SMSs, welcome. We also have Graham Hill, who's the coach. Very important man of Chad LeClos. Graham, great of you to join us. Thanks so much, man.
Thanks, man.
Let me ask you, I mean, Chad spoke glowingly about you earlier. I don't know if you heard much of that you're just critical. Did you choose him or did he choose you in this relationship?
Good question. I think we just happened to get together by fate.
But I mean, what actually happened?
I know that a school teacher saw him swimming at school level and mentioned to his dad that he should start swimming, and she recommended that his dad brings him up to my club in Pinetown and let me have a look at him and take it from there.
Okay, so you had not heard about him before that?
No, not really. You know, he was young. He was 7, 8 years old and swimming school galas and that, but doing quite well. And obviously, you know, every parent and every school teacher, when they see someone winning at school galas, thinks that they've got Olympic champions on their hands.
Of course. So, okay, when you then saw him in the pool for the first time, what were your impressions?
Yeah,
this 8-year-old lighty kid,
8, 9 years old, skinny little lighty comes to the swimming pool with a dad that's you know very boisterous and wants to say to me that his son's going to be Olympic champion one day. You know, you kind of
did he say that to you?
Yeah, look, he said he thinks his son's good. Can I have a look and what do I think? And yeah, you know. He showed a few things that we look for, and the body looked good, nice, long, thin muscles, and that. So you know, but obviously it's really early days when they're that age, and you can't really tell too much then. But you can see a few things, and he was showing a little.
Because the reality is, I mean, at that stage there could be, like in any other sport, there's like 150 good players at that time, but maybe 5 will make it and 2 will win gold medals, right? At what stage did you understand or did you realize, that, you know what, this guy actually can become an Olympic champion? It must have happened to you as well.
Yeah, it did. I mean, when Chad was around about 15, 16, he started to show me that, you know, he's got the goods that can deliver at the higher level. You know, it's not just about winning when you're a youngster in the pool and that. You've got to go through your stages of puberty, your body changes, your mindset changes, and also the quality of the work and that it gets tougher, the workload gets harder. Can you handle that? Can you handle the racing, the mental strain of it all, winning, losing? Because you have to lose to be able to win. Mm-hmm. And he started to show me that he could do those kind of things, and the trust that he had in me with the program and the relationship we've got, I think that carries it a long way. And you know, he understands the criticism. You know, if I give him the constructive criticism, he doesn't take it personally. And to be able to handle all that, that's the package deal that you look for to make Olympic champions.
You made the point, Chad, that you need to get a bit closer, right? That's fine. You can't hear. Okay, we need to swap those headphones then, right? You made the point that's in case somebody calls. Okay, for now it's fine. You made the point that your coach, your family, and a whole lot of other people were critically important to you. I mean, what did you have to give up to? And I don't mean just weekends away with the guys, because you said that already when you won the Olympic medal. There was more than that. I mean, what did you really have to give up to get what you really wanted?
I mean, you know, it's a cliche, but you say you have to eat, you know, drink, sleep, swimming, and that's exactly what we did. I mean, Graham and I had a plan from the beginning, and we always said that, you know, whatever obstacles came in the way, we had to say no to them. I mean, leading up to Olympics, of course, and you know, it wasn't just the Friday and Saturday nights that I had to sacrifice with my friends. I mean, it was also, I mean, every day I had to train and I had to miss. I mean, school. I mean, sometimes I'd have to miss chunks of work, which was difficult for me to catch up. And I think with the help of teachers and other students, you know, I don't think I would have passed, to be honest. And you know, it was a difficult, you know, coming up. Don't look at me like that.
Was there ever a day, and I don't mean in the last year, because obviously you'll be at World Champs, you've really been on the path of it, even before that, right? Was there a day maybe when you were like 15 and you say, you know what, This coach makes me sick, and I'm going to give it up. And I don't care what my dad says about how beautiful my son is. I'm not going to take this nonsense. I've had enough of it.
Are you kidding? I said that like 2 weeks ago. Come on. I mean, wow, not every day. I say that. I think I say that at least. I could say once a month when we're in hard training. I mean, there's definitely days where you wake up in the morning and you don't want to go to training. You don't, and I think that's the difference. You have to. Those days when you don't want to go, I think that's definitely the one of the reasons where you have to. That's the sacrifice you have to make, you know.
Right, Graham is smiling. You tell us.
I think.
How many times did he quit?
I'd really like to interrupt you. Chad's being modest, really modest. I don't think that people realise the sacrifices he's made, and I'd just like to give you a few examples of that. Believe it or not, Chad isn't allowed a cell phone. Okay.
Really, eh?
He gets his cell phone on a Saturday afternoon, around about lunchtime after the morning session, and he hands it back in on a Sunday evening. So for someone to be able to sacrifice in the modern age that we live in, for someone to go through that sacrifice of not having a cell phone, and it's not because we don't want him to communicate with anybody, but it just does affect the performance of the athletes. You can't have an athlete with a cell phone at 2, 3, 4 in the morning and having to get to the workout the next morning. It just doesn't work, and he understood that. He didn't take it too harshly, but those are the kind of sacrifices he's made. And I think the sacrifices he made the last couple of months leading up to the Olympics, he listened to everything we asked of him. He did everything we asked of him, and those kind of sacrifices, you can't imagine it, but that made the difference for him to become Olympic champion.
What do you, Graham, what do you want to tell Chad now? I mean, you may have done it already, or maybe you haven't even done it because there's just been too many people around him and you at the moment. So what do you want to tell your protege now?
Well done, boy.
That's the best you got. Come on.
No, we've spoken about it. We've had some quiet time of our own in the village, and we've made some time to talk about it, and we've discussed how we'll move forward and where we'll go from here, and what people expect of us, and how we're going to handle it, and just be the same, don't change. He's a great guy, and he's going to go a long way. And if we can keep focused, I'm sure we're gonna be like I've said on my Twitter. I've said it's only just begun.
Okay, what do you want to tell the coach?
Nothing. No, just a big thank you to Graham for everything he sacrificed. No, not only at the pool area, but I mean he had to leave his family for 3 months. I think a lot of people don't realise that that's also tough. He has a wife and 2 wonderful kids, which he had to leave behind, and I think. It got to a stage where his oldest, who was only 5 years old, didn't even want to speak to his father on Skype, and I think that's something really hard to.
She only wanted to speak to Chad.
Yeah. So for Graham to sacrifice that and to get me where I am, I'm very grateful for all the hard work that he's put in. But still, he's not that cool sometimes. So
of course, understand.
It's not all fun and games.
Right, we do have Chad LeClos, Olympic champion, and Graham Hill, Olympic champion coach, in the spotlight up to about 3:30. Probably got time for maybe one more call that I can take. Then I'm going to run through some of the tweets. Let's get to Tina in Pretoria. Hi, Tina. Tina, hi. Okay, let's get Tina. Hi.
Hi, hello.
Yes, you're on the air.
Yes, I am. Thank you. Well, I'm from Pretoria, and I'd like to say to Chad that well done. You are a really big inspiration to me.
Thank you very much.
And during the Olympics, I was thinking to myself, like, I was not swimming, but I'm kind of being discouraged because I'm not really so some people are so racist, and stuff. So I can't really say okay, I'm going to do swimming because some of my friends tell me that I can't because I'm black.
No, I think anybody can swim. We have a lot of Africans in our squad, and I think we have fantastic talent that's going to come through the future. I mean, there's a young girl who's 11 years old that's broke the SA record for tuna backstroke. Kwesi Kamala. She's, we've got a fantastic.
Is this guy the coach as well?
He's the coach, of course.
Okay,
Only coach. So there's hope out there. I promise you now, we can. This is a new South Africa, and we're going to come through. And trust me, the storm is still coming in 2016 and 2020.
Okay, Tina, thanks, but keep at it, okay? I think it's important that you do that, yeah. All right, let me run through a whole series of random, SMSs and tweets. Alejandra saying, I'm Spanish, living in Joburg. He's such a humble and amazing person. If I get an autograph, I just die. I'm too scared to call, but please tell Chad that thanks to him, I'm determined to be chasing my dream and becoming a doctor. That's interesting.
Brilliant.
So you've inspired Alejandro. I was too scared to call.
Thank you.
Anshke, I think it is. Oh boy, I get so excited. Chad, he's flipping awesome. He's like my hero. Hey, Chad. Okay, and there's some more. Please ask Chad if he'd stay in Durban. That means probably stay there. You will, eh? Durban is home. I mean, you're not backing up, right? Okay. Vinola saying, does he like bunny chow since he's from Durban?
I'll tell you a funny story. We have every second week we go to Britannia in Durban. I don't know if anybody knows about that, but we go there for mutton bunny, me and my dad.
Okay.
You can tweet that.
All right. Suzelle, who wants to the matric party date wants to call in. We probably have to get Joey just to respond to that number. Joey, if you can help out there, let's see if she bothers calling in. I'll certainly take a call right away. But the number to call in 0891 104 207. Joey, if you can respond to that tweet to get to Suzelle Yager who wants to call in. There's some more. Chad from Sia, success breeds fake friends and true enemies. Keep your circle tight. Okay. Chad, tall, are you short? No, he's definitely tall. I can tell you that now. He's far taller than me. I'm considered average height, not short at all. Devine Janssen, Geraldine saying, please ask him who's his celebrity crush. Okay, the answer there? Celebrity crush?
Celebrity crush. Ooh.
Somebody say
you know, I really like. Don't tune me for watching Vampire Diaries, but that Elena Gilbert, she's beautiful. Okay,
so how many proposals have you had now? Seriously, not just matric party. I mean anything.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't really.
Graham, you know.
I don't know, Graham.
1,000, 2,000?
So many.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll give out his number in the next 30 seconds. Well, let me start with it. It's OH. Okay, leave it.
She's my heart.
Careful.
I'll read through some of the SMSs as well in just a second. Let's just talk about a couple of other things. Maybe just about the race to get serious on this one here very quickly. The race that you won the gold medal. It's almost like we're not even talking about the one that you came out second, the one that you won the gold medal, right? Lots of we got the world feed, so it was from a Michael Phelps perspective. And it's a case of Michael Phelps lost it, and he made a mistake. So Michael Phelps's flaw allowed Chad LeClos to win Olympic gold. What are your thoughts about that?
I'll take it.
But do you feel that's unfair?
I don't know. I think everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Like I said, the game plan that I set out to do was to go next to Phelps and really work that last underwater and come out the last wall and slowly but surely cut him down the last 10 meters and hopefully get the touch. So that's what happened. And I mean, maybe he had a bad touch. I mean, we don't know.
Does it matter? It doesn't matter to you at all.
I mean, I don't know. Graham, you could maybe elaborate on that.
Yeah. It's been years. We've planned it. We've dreamt about it. We've watched it on 100 videos, and the whole plan was Chad swam the race to our plan. Perfect swim, get to 150 meter mark, right with Michael, do what Michael does to the rest of the world. Normally, Michael just destroys the rest of the world on the last turn on the underwaters. We had that in place. Chad would do exactly the same as Michael would do underwater. He came up exactly in the right position to challenge Michael on the last 50, and the plan was that we'd be better, faster and stronger over the last 50, swim over the top of Michael and beat him on the touch where he normally beats the other people, and exactly executed to perfection.
When did you know you won?
I honestly didn't know when I touched the wall. I looked up and there's usually a number, or there's 3 dots, and if you see 1 dot you won, 2 dots you second, 3 dots you third. So I remember touching and looking and seeing that dot, because as I touched I looked up, but I didn't know if it was right. I thought it might have been faulty. So I looked over and I saw my name, because you see the whole block highlight. I don't know, on TV it shows that, but on the side screen it shows LeClos number 1 and Phelps number 2. And I made sure I looked at it again, just in case.
I can imagine celebrating and you got it wrong.
I was scared to celebrate, and then I got it second. I would have looked pretty dumb, but
and
that's when I knew.
Graham?
Yeah, well, I was on the side of the pool about 15 meters away, and you see the lights on the side of the block, like Chad says. It's a new innovation for swimming, the lights on the side of the block. So we didn't even have to look at the big screen. The one light was on his block, and that means he's won gold medal.
What did you think at that time?
Oh,
hot!
Just exploded, man. I mean, I had the other coaches. I sit in the coaches area, and the other coaches around me they were like jumping up and down, going mad for me, because we're quite friendly. We travel the world and we know all the coaches, and then were just really happy for me. They knew how much that meant for myself as a coach and for Chad. I mean, and for the country. They knew how important.
Okay, now serious question. The guys before, even including Rake Neertling and many of the other guys who swam, all trained in the USA. You guys, you're training here, right? Cameron van der Berg's training here at the High Performance Center. What does that say about those that think that USA is the place to go? Graham, you?
Things have changed. Over the years we've been fortunate enough to have funding from SASCOC and from Sports and Rec and Swimming South Africa and that, and we've been able to travel the world and do what we need to do to be able to compete at the highest level in order to train, so to speak, race train, so that we can compete at these higher competitions like Olympic Games, Commonwealth Games and World Championships. So things have definitely changed. I think the coaches in South Africa are doing a great job, and hopefully there'll be more coaches out there that are more inspired now to say, right, this can be done back home, and get out there and live the dream like I've been doing, and believe in your swimmers and believe in the system, and hopefully that'll happen now, and more Chad LeClos, Cameron van der Bergs will come out, but it's definitely happening in South Africa, and I hope it continues to happen here.
Okay. Now here's a call. I spoke earlier about people tweeting you for matric party dates and some people being upset. Now, this could be that person, okay? So it just shows that when people... Now, maybe I've either got the name Suzelle all wrong, or it could be that Suzelle who says, I will get what I want no matter what. So tenacity is clearly there. Suzelle in Pretoria, hi.
Hi.
Hi, Suzelle. Are you that Suzelle who wants a matric party date?
Yes, but I never said that other thing.
What's that, sorry?
No, sorry. Yes, I want to.
I can't hear you.
Go to the matric dance with Chad.
You don't want to? Or you do?
Yes, I do.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay.
Well,
I saw a girl this morning on Twitter, and I was wondering if you could go with me too. But I don't know if it's possible.
Did you hear that well? She saw another girl that you said yes to, and that's the one you confirmed.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she wants to know whether it's possible that you can go with her too. Is that possible?
Oh, my coach is next to me. I think he's the boss. I told you I'm up to go with anyone, but my coach is a strict one. You need to speak to him. So, Graham,
how
what
many?
do you think?
Okay, stay on the line. How many invitations so far, Coach, for matric parties?
I've got to make just a diary for Chad's matric dances.
What are you going to tell someone like her who's showed tremendous tenacity?
Yeah, we'll have to look at the schedule. When is the dance?
13th of October.
Well, I can actually comment on that one right now. We won't be in the country then. We'll be overseas.
Okay, but
sorry.
it's fine.
All right.
Sorry, man.
The clever way is like, so what? You don't have to meet him if it's a matric party only.
Bye-bye. Thanks for calling.
That's what I would do anyway.
My
All right.
pleasure.
Thanks for that, Suzelle.
Thanks.
I'll take the last two calls. That's all I can take. Rashid on the line. Hi, Rashid. Rashid, hi.
Hello, Ashraf.
Yes, go for it.
Hi.
Ashraf, I've got two sons, a 23 and a 21-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
And when his dad wept, when Chad won the race,
Yes, right.
and his dad took the flag and wiped his tears,
Mm-hmm.
I bawled, Ashraf. I basically fell down, in tears. I could feel what he went through. Thank you.
All right, nice.
you.
That's
Appreciate it.
your dad. He's a sensation, right? He said something like to the BBC, and I wish I could have played that clip now. Like, spoken about how great, and he said something like, "This is heaven. No matter whatever happens in my life, this is heaven." Then he's telling the interviewer, "Look at him," and he said it in his French accent. It looks beautiful, right? Did you watch the clip?
I have seen it. I think it's like 100,000 hits on YouTube.
What do you think about it?
I mean, that's my dad. I mean, you ask Graham, he's been like that ever since I was
that
a young
normal,
boy.
huh?
That's very normal. I mean, you go to Kings Park and, it's not 20,000 people, but there's 2,000 people, and you still hear him cheering for me and my younger brother. So it's nothing new. I think the whole world's just got to see, who my dad really is and what kind of a support I have back home.
Okay, you want to add to that?
That's exactly how he was when you first brought him to the pool. Look at this beautiful boy. You can be an Olympic champion. Look at this beautiful boy.
And you said what privately? Yeah, I've heard that before.
Yeah, whatever.
How important? Because parents can be supportive, but as you know about, especially sports when they're running on the touchline, they can be a huge problem, isn't it? How did you get the balance right with them? Because I have a feeling you must have told Chad's dad at some stage, okay, he's beautiful, but when he's in the pool, he's my beauty, not your beauty. You had to tell him something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, once again, it boils down to, it's a team effort from everybody. I mean, the family's involved on both sides, my family, Chad's family. But, I'll be honest with you, without Bert, this could never have happened. The support he's given for me and for Chad to make things happen, the things behind the scenes, things that you don't even think about. He was there. He covered all those bases for us. And he gave me my freedom to work with Chad and to produce an Olympic champion. And all credit must go to Bert. He trusted me with his son. We've travelled the world together, and he's left it all in my hands. And he's known when to give me my space to work with Chad and given Chad and myself our space. And I just hope... I repaid him with the Olympic gold medal, and I'm sure, I know he's proud of it. I know
well, we know he's proud, right. We've got about 4 minutes to go, continuing putting Chad LeClos and Graham Hill in the spotlight. We'll take some calls when they're gone, just about the interview and things that you may want to touch on up to about 3:45, so keep them coming for later on. Chad, a couple of things in terms of how is this going to change you in terms of endorsement opportunities? I mean, who manages that side of you?
Oh, well, I have an agent back in Durban, Leroy Newton Agency, if anybody needs to contact them. Mm-hmm. I think, before this, swimming has always been I don't know how to say this, but not such a mainstream sport. Mm-hmm. And that's always been one of our goals, to change swimming in South Africa and make it bigger. And I think, hopefully we've done that now. And I'm pretty sure corporate South Africa, hopefully corporate South Africa getting more involved. I think
didn't you get a car already? Cameron's got some fancy 2 million rand.
Yeah, no, I did.
Car.
I did.
What did you get?
I got a Golf 6 Cabriolet from Hoopers. Yeah, they were very good to me.
So that's fantastic. Yeah.
So awesome.
Anything else Graham? You know much about anything else in the pipeline? Watch. Yeah.
Oh, we we both.
Both of you guys are good watches.
I'm sponsored by Amiga, and they didn't. It was more of a, let's sign this kid, see what happens. And I think we had the party, because Michael Phelps is also sponsored by Amiga. It's only me and him as the two swimmers. And I think, they were a little bit shocked that night when we came there, and we beat Phelps. So they gave both Graham and I.
All right, 1.5 minutes to go. I'll rush through a couple of things. One is, everybody wants to take you out for lunch, but who do you want to take out for lunch?
To be honest, I'd really like to meet. I'd like to meet the president, Jacob Zuma, and I'd like to meet Nelson Mandela. That would be someone I'd love to go to dinner or for lunch with.
Can be arranged. What would you tell President Zuma?
In
one line, yeah.
In one line. Well, we share the same birthday.
Really?
We do.
Okay.
Well,
so you're mates, huh?
I'd love to. I just, my dad has always been very proud of the country, and he's always wanted me to, meet, the important people. So.
And Madiba, what would you tell him?
Oh, come on, there's nothing more I can say. He's an incredible man, and
he'd ask for your autograph, knowing.
No, I don't think so. I'll get his first.
But he'd ask yours. Right. So those are the two people you'd meet. All the other dates can just go by the wayside. Is there a quote that you can leave us with that can inspire all those people who want to achieve, but they're holding back?
I think what Graham and I set back to do is, you got to put, especially for swimming, you got to put all your cookies in the hat. I don't know what the saying goes, but you got to gamble it all. You got to either go, all in all, or hold back. And I think if you go in half-heartedly, you're not gonna get anywhere. So, that's something I can leave you with. And of course, never to be discouraged or give up when you're far behind in the race or in life. I think we proved it. We were behind the greatest Olympian of all time, and I wanted it that bad. I wanted to swim over the top of him, and I wanted to win that race. And I would have done anything to get to the wall first. So never ever be intimidated by anybody. It doesn't matter who they are, even if they're your idol. So go out there and enjoy the experience. It's for me, it was once in a lifetime.
That's a good lesson to learn. Right, just the last thing. I'm not going to go into the technicalities about what happens for the future, but. At the end of your swimming career, whenever that's going to be, right? If you then reflect on your career, you'd like people, when the name Chad LeClos is mentioned, you'd like them to say what?
Well, I'd like them to, I guess, hopefully remember me for a good guy, a guy that was easy to talk to, someone that when he raced tough, he never gave up, he always gave of his best, and someone that loved South Africa. I think that's probably the most important thing.
A good guy that gives up his best, doesn't give up, loves South Africa. Your thoughts, Graham, lastly, what would you like in terms of his legacy 10 years from now?
Well, basically, he summed it up. He's a great guy. He's going to be a role model for many youngsters to come. I know that, and he summed it up there. Live your dream, and just believe. If you do that and race tough, anything's possible.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you, it's been great chatting to both of you. Chad LeClos, putting you in the spotlight. Graham Hill, you're very much a part of his life, and he's a part of your life. Thanks for being South African. Thanks for bringing us gold. Goodness, we so desperately
Thanks
need
for having
that.
us.
And hopefully we'll chat to you later on some other time with some other great glories. For the rest of you, we can't take the other calls. I will take your calls now, by the way. Of course, they're going to go away. They're going to catch a flight. 0891 104 207. Let's get the news headlines now. It's just gone 3:30. Thanks for that, Tsepiso. Now, normally we'd say... we've got about 15 minutes to go, putting Chad LeClos in the spotlight, but he's gone, not actually left the building. He's taking a series of photographs just outside the SFM studios. You can still call in, not to talk to him, but certainly to reflect on the interview, because I think there's a lot that came out of the character, of the personality. And, his coach said it all. I think the most significant one for me, amongst many things, was the one that he said that before already, that although, Michael Phelps was his hero, he didn't want to win without beating Michael Phelps. It was that important. Now, the reality is he's talking about beating a guy like Usain Bolt, a legend, whereas the obvious thing would be to say, well, I hope he's not swimming today or at the peak of his form so I can ensure I get the gold medal. There's a good lesson there. There's the other lessons about him waking up at 4:30 every morning and having to miss some serious school lessons as well to get through to where he is right now. And the other one, the fact that he spoke about, well, he shares the birthday with President Zuma. Interesting one. Didn't know that one. What about the other, which is the fact that he's so proudly South African. And his dad is actually from Mauritius, French heritage from Mauritius as well. You want to comment on all those things? We'll talk about that right away. 0891 104 207. 0891 104 207. I thought the synergy, and I have the privilege, of course, of having them both with me in studio, the synergy of him and the coach together, just watching them trust each other, I think is very important. Staying on that one, Cameron van der Berg, the world record holder, because he is a record holder, world record, not just gold medalist, but world record holder as well in the pool. Well, he's my guest in the spotlight next week, Wednesday. So make a note of that. We'll chat to Cameron van der Berg on Wednesday. And the other, well, no other gold medalist, the silver medalist, that we're trying to see when we can get her in studio. I'm not sure when. It's Caster Semenya. Of course, she's going to get back home. Understandably so, but hopefully we'll get her as well one of these days. So stay tuned for that one there. Tomorrow, my guest is Sonwabile in Namisa, who's also fascinating because he's the designer who designed the Madiba shirts. Quite ironic, don't you think? I'm going to read through some of the tweets or SMSs because there are many. You can still continue SMSing me. 34701 is going to cost you 2 rands. If you're tweeting, tweet to me, Ashraf Garda 1, and use the hashtag Afternoon Talk and also comment on my Facebook page. So let's see some of the other tweets we've got. Shanae Reddy saying, show him this picture. Please show him. Okay, I can't show him now, Shanae, but he's gone. But I'll tell you what we do. It's pretty simple. If you tweeting to him, well, you'll get it. And his Twitter handle is capital L as in LeClos. So L-E and then capital C-L-O-S and then underscore. Have I got that right? It is LeClos underscore. And there's something missing there that I've actually got there. Oh, yes, it's underscore swim. So LeClos, no Chad, LeClos underscore swim is his handle. And you can tweet to him directly. Colonel Insako Baloyi, rather, saying, what a great, humble guy you have in the studio today. Good, he loves this country and wish him well. I think the other significant thing is the fact that, yes, they were trained in this country, together with Cameron van der Berg, because keep in mind the previous generation, all of them were trained in the USA, and it seemed to be the vogue. If you have to do well in swimming, you have to go and train in the USA. Well, I think we've thrown that one now out of the window, which is fantastic. Because the point that was made earlier about the High Performance Center in Pretoria is that, and I stand to be corrected, I think all the medalists besides Chad LeClos all trained at that High Performance Center. What does that say about a center for excellence from Pretoria? Nogal. Okay, there's more I want to read. There's just so many more. Let's get to the callers. Daniel in Durban. Hi. Hi, Daniel.
I spoke to Chad earlier.
Yes, of course.
Just a little significance to me. I've known Chad's parents and his uncle for 42 years.
Right, wow. Mm.
And they're all French descent, but very humble Mauritians.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And two patriotic South Africans.
That's great, isn't it? Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Well, thanks so much. I mean, did you sort of see Chad as a young boy yourself, knowing the family?
Yes, a couple of years back. I've known his dad for quite a while. I've seen him in his young years swimming at Westville. Mm-hmm. And now with his new car, he's converted as well. I'm going to send a picture to your Facebook and you'll have a look at it.
Okay, and I'd love to see that. Absolutely. Send it to my Facebook page. I'd appreciate that.
If you could repeat your email address, I'll send it on email.
Okay, great. Okay, thanks. I'll do that in a moment. Thanks for that, Daniel in Durban. Right, any further calls on this issue, do so. My email address is Ashraf, spelled ASHRAF, Ashraf at safm.co.za. Okay, some of the tweets. Linda Thompson saying, please ask Chad if his brother also swims competitively. Enjoy the VW, Chad. Of course, he's just talking about the VW that he's received as a sponsored thing because he's won the gold medal. Well, the answer to that, Linda, I didn't ask him that, but of course, I know he does because the point made already that the brother swims under the coach, Graham Hill. So there you are. And Linda's saying, enjoying the interview with LeClos or Chad reminds me of my wondrous days and my friend Ramona. Live the dream. That's interesting. There's some more. Anita Sony from formerly of Brand South Africa, the boss, saying, Chad, you do inspire us all. Thank you for doing this for our country. We are a can-do country. Some may say we are a Chad-do country. Upuli, let's see if I can pick up that one there. Amy G, sitting next door to Chad, waiting to get a picture with you. Okay, there you are. That's from Amara, by the way. That's my daughter tweeting as well. Goodness, everybody does that. Didn't realize that's what she's doing. So we got that one too. There's some more. Chad wants to meet you to make it happen. That's important. Chad, I know he's had everybody who wants to meet him for coffee, for lunch, for a date. And I asked him, who does he want to meet? And he said 2 people. One is the president, the current president, President Zuma, who he shares a birthday with. And the other is former President Mandela. So the invitation is open to them that he would like to meet them and wants their autographs, not the other way around. Right, let's just get through some of the SMSs. Chad is wonderful, but not fair. It's not fair that you sideline Cameron, really old, did better. Please give some airtime to him. Well, the fact is, Cameron is not in the spotlight today. It's Chad LeClos in the spotlight. And if you heard the interview or me talking earlier on, I'll tell you that, make a note. Cameron will be getting his chance in the spotlight on Wednesday next week. I'll have him in the studio. We'll do the same thing from 3 o'clock, of course. Chad LeClos, will you go on a date with me? There's many like that. You definitely are an inspiration. And that comes from Amy21, whoever that is. Forget the Olympics. Look at the Buddha being killed. That comes from, out of place, don't you think? Chad LeClos, another one saying you want to date. Chad, you are so cute. That comes from Molutando in Fochville. Hi, Chad, my grandson of 8 years, his name is also Chad. He simply adores you. I'm glad that you are his role model. Keep making us proud. It comes from Charmaine. How do you feel with your old school Westville boys reception at the airport, running through the tunnel, etc., from a Durban night? We couldn't get to him on that one there, but I know that he was totally blown over by this. Let me tell you this, just some insight here. He was a guest, he was here on Thursday, just popped in to the SABC, which is when I met him for the first time. And he literally had to run out of this building to get to his flight, which is at 4 o'clock, a 3 o'clock flight from Joburg. He was still at the SABC at 2 o'clock, okay? Run out of here to get to 3 o'clock because he had to get to Durban so you Durbanites could celebrate with him, which Durban obviously did in fantastic style indeed. I also want to read through some of the many Facebook comments if I can, but a chance for you as well, further ones if you want to still call in. I'll take a couple of calls. Some of the comments, Don Mapp says, is it related to Santa Claus? Now, why would he ask that question? Okay, Jermaine saying, about when do you think we as a united South Africa will be ranked amongst the top 10 at an Olympics for medal standings, and what should be done to develop and have more sporting codes taking part, like diving? Are we too lazy? Well, we can't answer that one. I think the reality is for us to be amongst the top 10, we just have to have the numbers up. and put in that money. Leseko saying, Ashraf, as much as he and his fellow medal winners have done us proud, and then some, please can you ask him for his perspective what we as a country in particular, the Ministry of Sport and Recreation and the private sector can do to have even more medals at the up-and-coming 2016 Olympic Games. Thanks once again. Thank you, Chad, for the hard work. We appreciate. Keep up the good work. Another one, I think it's PS in Tuko saying, which school did he attend? You've heard that one in Westville already, Westville boys. I see Penzance Primary School in Glenmore, Durban, shouting for him in banners. Maybe that's the primary school. Corner saying, please ask the trainer coach to swim or train an African child from Khalashiewe. By the way, you heard that there's already one or two children on their ranks, and can't remember the name, but Chet said this young girl, watch out for her. An black African child. Try and get the name so we can watch out for that one. Natasha saying, so how is he warming up to the fame and attention received from everyone worldwide? Is it overwhelming, and does he enjoy it? Well, in fact, he does enjoy it. He's quite chilled with that, and he's fine with that. Okay, I think that's about it in terms of today's show. Don't think we have much time to take further calls. We're going to stick the photographs. This is important. We'll stick the photographs on my Facebook page. We'll also do the same on Twitter. Ashraf Garda 1. Facebook, same name, just Ashraf Garda, drop the 1. We'll also do it on the SAFM Radio Facebook page and the SAFM Radio Facebook Twitter feed, and then on the website, SAFM. And of course, if you're asking a question, I missed it because we started earlier, then you have to know that we will podcast this, and it will be put up as a podcast sometime tomorrow afternoon, probably about 4 o'clock or so. So watch out for that. Now, from Chair LeClos and having great fun talking to him and putting him in the spotlight. It's been putting him in the spotlight. It's been putting him in the spotlight. It's been